Hello Sagittarius, this is Joe and I'm going to do your June 2020 Intuitive Tarot reading. This is a general reading, so it could be about anything. I have no idea what's going to come out. I pre-shuffled the cards and we're going to see what comes out. With that said, Sagittarius, if you like this video, please leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to hear more, and let me know, leave a comment, let me know what's going on with you. Okay, so we have the Two of Cups. So this reading is for June, and so coming out of May, going into June, you have the Two of Cups, soulmates, a connection of some sort, a partnership. The overall situation in June, though, is the Ten of Swords. And then leaving June, going into July, we have the Lovers. Wow, interesting. I like that. The challenge, though, for you, Sagittarius, is going to be Page of Coins, and we'll explore that and clarify that and see if we can find out what that's about. Your foundation is Eight of Cups. Your goal, what is it that you want out of this Eight of Coins? I feel like somebody doesn't share your vision about love and relationships and whatnot, but we're going to see the advice. What is the advice for June? Temperance. And then finally we have what's in your external influences. What is outside of you that is having an influence in June? Five of Coins. I'm going to take those. King of Cups. This is more about your shadow side, and then the outcome, the Hanged Man. Now I read all my cards upright. If I feel they need to be read in reverse intuitively, then I will read them in reverse. You have the Nine of Cups, the Wish card, for the overall foundation. So Sagittarius, you have this element of soulmates right now, and going into June that kind of carries in, but there seems to be a little bit of disappointment. And I do feel like this disappointment might be because the person that you are tied to in a relationship, whether this is marriage or just dating, whatever the circumstance is, I do feel like that they are not committed to things to the extent that you want them to be. So you very much feel like they're your soulmate, and there's this passion because the Lovers is here, and so there's this passion that you do feel for them. And I do believe that this continues through June going into July, that it doesn't what I see is the Eight of Cups is questioning whether or not you want to stay long term in this, because they don't share your vision, they don't have the same feelings about this relationship that you do. And when I mean, it's not about they don't care about you, but I think this is, they're just not ready for commitment, and that that feeling of they're not ready to be as committed as you are. And so in June, this causes a lot of upset. You might feel kind of betrayed by them because your feelings are amplified toward them in a way that maybe it makes them a little bit nervous, and maybe they're not just ready for that commitment yet. But what this is saying is to me, temperance is here. And usually temperance to me is about unfinished business. But this is in the advice. And I think this is about taking a step back, dialing it down a notch, and giving your partner some time to come around, because you have the wish card here. And that is really saying that in the end, your desires and what you want out of this are more than likely to pan out the way you're hoping, so long as you really look at everything pragmatically and really consider this person's feelings of perhaps they need to take things a bit slower than you. So the Eight of Cups to me is probably one of the most interesting things, because you may have contemplated, or you may contemplate just saying, if you don't want what I want, then I need to move on. But I do feel like the Eight of Coins is really saying to just work at it, but at a pace and at a level that they're comfortable with. The external influences, the Five of Coins. So this person might be kind of conflicted in the same way as you are, but they don't want to end up without this relationship. It's important to them, and so I think that they do have a worry that you will not stick around if they don't kind of comply to what you want in this relationship right now. So that it does feel like there's a little pull, a little bit of a power struggle in this. Now the King of Cups, this is really you are very passionate. You have a very high expectations for this relationship. But this is saying in June that there's just going to be some time of waiting it out. There's going to be some time to let things flow. Let them play out. Take a step back, and not to push things to the degree that it might cause either one of you to kind of break it off and go your separate ways. This is the Soulmate card, so I think this is something worth putting the work and effort into to try and just move forward in a way that both of you are comfortable. So we're going to clarify a few of these. The Hanged Man, you might have to just spend some time being okay with the way things are in this right now. But we're going to clarify some of these, Sagittarius, because this to me is very much a love reading. And you never know how these things are going to come out. When it's said and done and they're laid out, you never know. Okay, and we have two cards out, the Hanged Man. All right. King of Pentacles and Judgment. So Judgment to me is saying that you have to make a decision in this matter, whether or not you are going to just let things flow, if you're going to just let things take a natural progression. And it is something that is probably going to be, it's going to be hard for you to do, but you can do it. I think it's hard for you to do because you have that that drive of love and passion for this person, and so you might come off as being a little bit pushy or overwhelming. And then you have the King of Pentacles, and so the King of Pentacles is really so you have the King of Cups and you have the King of Pentacles. I really do feel like you are so much like the King of Cups. You are so driven by passion, but I feel like this is saying to be more practical and a little bit less passionate. That's intuitively what I get from this. And I think if you do that, you ultimately end up getting what you want out of this. But we're going to look at the Five of Coins, because I really do feel like the Five of Coins is your partner having worries themselves about this relationship, that if you don't if they don't progress as quick as you want to, that they might be left out in the cold. They might be left behind by you. And of course, I think, subconsciously you have considered that, or you might consider that, because it's not moving at the pace that you want it to. And to me, the Page of Coins is in the challenge position, and I don't feel like this page to me represents a little bit of immaturity on one's expectations, their offer. to me it feels like, and forgive me Sagittarius, but it feels like that you expect them to take your offer as is, that you expect them to take things and just to really, you might have this expectation that you are offering them a number of things in this relationship, and you feel like that they should accept that offer. And I feel like it's a little bit, just a little bit immature. And I'm sorry for saying it, but I just call it like I see it and hear it. But we're going to look at the Eight of Cups. And we're going to see what comes out. Six of Wands. So you are really thinking about, to me, this is about if you stay in this, you don't want to have this continuation of the same or the status quo. You want the commitment. And so if you stay in this, I do feel like your expectation is a higher level of commitment. And that might be what's driving you to consider walking away. And finally, Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles in there is really about, I do feel like to you, your idea of traditional relationship sharing of resources and contributing to the relationship is very important to you. And so I think you have this idea, and they may not be ready to commit their part in that respect, their finances, their resources, and other things to this relationship. And I think that's very much what you want. You want a sharing of the resources, a sharing of the load. Finally, I do want to clarify the Five of Coins. Three of Pentacles. So there needs to be a level of working together, and there is a give and take in this. And I do feel like if you're willing to give up something, you'll get something in return. And I feel like that's really goes both ways. So to me, it feels like there's this give and take that's needed. And sometimes in order to get what you want, you have to give up something that you do want, but you do end up getting more in the long run. And I feel like this is something that really needs to happen in this, is this element of give and take, to work together, to this is really very much about cooperation here. And I think in the long run, the expectations are, on both sides are there for a long-term relationship. But it's definitely very interesting. This is kind of a weird spread for me. It has a lot of elements. It's almost like two people are thinking the same thing but not communicating things clearly. And so it doesn't really come off the right way from either of you. So we're going to pull a couple of these and we're going to wrap it up, Sagittarius. And see what we get. If this resonates with you, please do me a favor, like the video, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, subscribe if you want to hear more. And I'm waiting for a card here, but nothing. Oh, there we go. Flexible. Be flexible, Sagittarius. Be flexible. So that's kind of what we were just talking about. The Three of Pentacles, giving something up to get something in return. There has to be this element of flexibility. And I think if you are, you'll get what you want. You get that Nine of Cups. You get that wish. Eventually, at some point down the road, you get that wish. Let's see if we can get one more for you. And waiting for one. Here we go. Time to go. All right, so this definitely contradicts on the face value. This contradicts the idea of flexibility, but I do think that this has probably been on your mind. You've been thinking it's time to go. It's time to move on if I don't get what I want. But I really do think that that's not saying here that it's time for you to go. I think this is talking about what's been on your mind. And of course, at some point down the road, you may very well decide that it's time to go if you can't get that higher level of commitment that you're looking for. We're going to pull one more just to see what else we get. All right, here we go. And building blocks. So this is about building toward a higher level of commitment, and I think you do get that. I think just don't be hasty. Give it time, Sagittarius, and things will ultimately work out for the good. Again, the Nine of Cups, you have that here. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up, and I'm going to say stay healthy and stay safe. Do me a favor, leave me a thumbs up if this resonates with you. Leave me a comment and subscribe if you want to hear more. And with that, have a good rest of your day.